What's up, Samurai? We are back again for some more Blue Protocol, but today is going to be a recorded episode rather than the live stream. I feel I'm going to end up I'm going to try and do my best of kind of having a blend of many different things with this game. Obviously, I'm going to do tutorials and stuff like that, but I'm going to try and do a recorded series. You know, sometimes I'll be playing single player like I am today. Sometimes I'll join in multiplayer, and then other times we'll end up doing some live streams and then recorded episodes to recap. I just kind of want to go all over the place with this one. So I thought that because this is a recorded episode, I can take some time to talk you guys through this game and what's actually going on with it. So Blue Protocol is basically the MMO, like actual full-on RPG version of Genshin. You know, I think there's going to be a lot of comparisons between Blue Protocol versus Genshin just because of the graphical styles being similar, but in no way is this game like Genshin. Like, I originally thought Blue Protocol was them being inspired by Genshin, but then doing their own twist on it. This is basically a game that has clearly been in development for a very, very, very long time. And as you can see with the hundreds of players behind me, is a full-on MMO rather than Genshin being a single-player game with co-op. And while there is gacha in this game, it's just cosmetics, and the game is completely free to play. Exciting, isn't it? So we're currently on the Japanese server, as you can see with the Japanese text on the right side of the screen. We do have an English patch, which changes some stuff, but not entirely too much of it. A lot of what we're going to be running into within quests and stuff like that isn't translated, so I'm actually just using my phone to translate it. But I wanted to kind of just set it all up and let you guys know that this game is available. You can play it, and I'll, you know, if there's enough demand, I'll do a tutorial on how you can end up setting it up if I haven't already recorded it by the time this video goes up. But anyways, aside from all of that, the main thing that happened is I started a new character to try out this new weapon, although you can swap your weapons on your character, and that literally changes your class. I just wanted to start a new character because I wanted to have the character named Scyushi, because I didn't think that I would end up getting as into this game as I have been. I wanted to also talk about the character menu right here, and more specifically adventure rank. So this is kind of like mastery in Warframe. And if we go to the adventure rank board, you can see that there is the challenges that you can slowly end up clearing, which will ultimately give you various rewards for completing certain conditions. This adventure rank right here, a lot of players are probably struggling with, but basically there is, what do they call it? Like mirages. It's basically like a special boss ability that you get in Neo or even Elden Ring, kind of, where it's almost like you can end up getting an enemy attack that you can then summon that enemy for a brief burst of damage. And basically for this first part of the quest, it wanted us to equip the sub battle image. So we ended up getting this battle image out of the main quest, and then we ended up getting this sub battle image that I just didn't know down here is how you end up equipping the passives for it, so it has better stats. But anyways, that was the main brunt of the adventure rank quest. I don't remember what this one was, but apparently I already had it done, and now we are actually going to AR2, which is a single player damage check, basically. So we made sure, you know, there was a bunch of quests to craft weapons and stuff. So I'm rocking the crafted version of my default weapon right now. I'm trying out the big Unga Bunga weapon because great swords aren't in the game yet. I have seen in the crafted menu that great swords are coming. You can actually see their models at the weapon shop. So I thought that was kind of interesting because it's not in the game yet at all. So anyways, this is just going to end up being a single player challenge. Again, very similar to mastery rank in Warframe. So I hope that you guys are as excited to play this as I am, because while this is going to end up having an English server release, it was originally planned for 2023, is being published by Amazon because they're changing some of the cash shop stuff to make it less illegal. Apparently what we've got in the cash shop right now is actually illegal in America. I don't know how or why. I guess just the gacha system for cosmetics in the first place, right? Come over here, dum-dum. Hit the barrel. Okay, I didn't know I could hit it myself, but I guess that's really the challenge of this, is just trying to get us to get him to hit the barrels and hurt himself. But anyways, the English servers unfortunately were delayed into 2024. Yeah, so that's why so many of us are just migrating over to the Japan server. And it does mean that we are going to be playing on this server for quite some time. Now, the thing too that I want to be very clear about and set a precedent with is at any time we can technically get banned. I don't think it's going to happen because I haven't gotten banned with other games like this in the past. We are not using a VPN. There's lots of people that keep saying you need to use a VPN in order to play this game. No, you don't. Lots of people say you'll get banned for using the English mod or patch or whatever. I haven't. The funniest thing is that this game seems to actually support mods because it's very, very easy and intuitive. All you gotta do is just set up a mods folder, put the English patch in there, and then there you go. So hopefully this English patch will end up evolving over time and become better and better and better. So anyways, now we've actually evolved our adventure rank. And a whole bunch of the quests that are around the area, these were red quests that I will now, I think, be able to get, because as far as I know, they were color coded to being red because they required, no, that requires adventure rank 3. Never mind. Red quest means we don't yet meet the required setup for it. So we should be able, wow, that guy looked cool. I really wanted to see what that guy looked like. He probably had one of the cosmetics. So this guy wanted us to be adventure rank 2 in order to start this next main quest. The advantage of us doing this as a recorded episode too means that I can end up making some cuts because there's a lot of quests that are, it's very fetch questy at the beginning of the game. Look at this dude. His helmet looks really stupid, but the rest of him actually looks super dope. That's probably a cash shop costume or something in the gacha. Where is the character they want us to talk to? Is it just her again? Or is it somebody upstairs? Thank you for your help. Okay, cool. I guess, yeah. Clear the next rank up to level up to adventure rank 3. Okay, so the quest line must be upstairs, based on what I'm seeing here. We will be able to dye our armor today. Another thing too, ooh, Assassin's Creed guy. Another thing too that I find really, really cool, I feel I should mention this because this is probably going to be the big episode or video that most people will end up tuning into. This game does have controller support, and I'm kind of using a blend between it and mouse and keyboard. However, subquest class can now be ordered. Weird about classes in the command character battle build. You can switch to other types of weapons and okay, yeah, you can basically just swap your class on the fly, but the XP that you have for the class is based on based on the class itself. So it's not like we're going to end up being level 20 if we swap to a class that we've never grinded. The difference though is that adventure rank is going to end up staying between the classes, right? So what was it I wanted to show you guys in the options menu over here on the controls? Is it the controls? No, it's in the general settings. Sorry. So if you're using the Japanese version of this game, you can change your controller type here, and you can change the input on screen to show gamepad or mouse and keyboard. You can also go to the HUD and you can completely edit where everything is set up. So that's what I ended up doing. The text chat is going to end up being in the bottom left, and it's obviously not like a super high priority thing, so that's why I just kind of have it chilling down there. And then otherwise all of the important stuff has been moved around, and I love the fact that the HUD allows us to do stuff like that. Like, that's a really, really big deal for me. So we've got a couple quests here. Only Aegis Fighter can accept these quests. I see. So they got quests basically for each class. So this is going to end up being us, which is I don't know what the heck this class is called. I'm basically just an Unga Bunga man. Don't worry, we'll end up doing some stuff out in the world, okay? Today, we're going to be spending a pretty hefty amount of time in the hub area, though. Especially because I have been waiting for this. I want to be able to dye my armor, dude. I think we can finally do this, if I'm not mistaken, because we need to be adventure rank 2. Yes, please. Do you let me actually change my armor, or do I have to... or do I have to spend like a ticket or something? That could be the case. Quest accepted. Let me dye my armor, please. Oh. So she's actually telling me... she'll need a dye sample preparation. So she needs these items, which I haven't been gathering any of the passive items in the open world. So anyways, here's the weapon shop. You can see there's a gun, there's great swords and stuff. This is kind of a sneak peek. There's the spear weapon as well. It's kind of a sneak peek of stuff that apparently is going to be coming down the line. The only reason I know that is because you can see those great swords are not just a generic character model, and the spear has actually already been confirmed. So as soon as they add a great sword into this game, that's my main. It might even technically be in the game, but I haven't seen it. This is another area where we can basically buy all of these weapons instead of having to craft them, so that we then could end up swapping our classes, right? Okay, let's see what else can we end up doing here, because I've got a lot of different quests that we can grab. The thing too is, based on what I've seen from other players, that's why I don't think that the greatsword is a weapon, because I haven't seen it on anybody. However, I have seen people with mounts. So that means that those are definitely something that we'll be able to end up getting our hands on quite early. It's probably going to end up being just a very, very basic quest line to get, right? So she was talking something about the beauty salon. There might even be a quest line where we, like, maybe she wanted us to go to the salon. So I think the icon right there, the big like star icon, I think that means that this is a creature that we basically need to kill for a quest line. And I'm gonna do my big chongo bongo moves and all of this stuff. I'm gonna just show you guys there's also spin to win with this guy. However, we can actually be knocked out of our spin to win, so it has to be an enemy that's weak enough that we can stun lock them, because otherwise rip. The way that this guy works, you know, I'll obviously go into more detail with all of the classes as I end up getting more experience with them, and as I end up like making actual tutorials with them. But this guy, you can see we've got an ammo charge. So if I hold the Y button or triangle button on controller, it'll actually end up recharging our ammo. So the thing is that a lot of our abilities that we end up using will actually expend that. So it's kind of something you want to keep track of, right? You can see like right there, I ended up spending a little bit of it, and I did it for that spin attack as well. I can also shoot with this thing, which is very weird. Like, it's such a strange weapon. If there's one thing I would say about this game, I'm not a fan of any of the weapon types. Like the dual axes, I feel would be cooler if it was dual blades. And then even with this weapon, it's like, I'd rather it just be a great sword, you know? Like, I appreciate the fact that the game's got weirdo weapons. I do. It's just for my own money. Like I like the generic weapons. Like sword and board is pretty cool. Bow seems pretty neat as well, but probably doesn't work very well on controller. But anyways, it seems like we ended up actually getting only one of our quest line done. So that makes me think that this wolf is a quest creature that we needed to kill. However, did we have to kill it in the specific quest area? Yeah, okay, so that's the point. It is showing that it's a quest creature, but as we came over into this border, it ended up becoming like a quest thing. Okay. Oh, there's another cool thing too. So you can actually jump off of enemies, and then apparently you can do like a slam down move. I just don't know how to do it. But there's all sorts of little nuances to the combat that I would recommend you go through if you have a translated version of the game. I'd recommend that you go through like some of the settings, just because you can actually see in a lot of the options, like there's a roll into a move, like for a counter. Maybe it's just that this big unga bunga weapon is too slow, so it just doesn't end up giving it to me. I don't know. Also, it seems like this quest isn't tied to killing these things specifically. It seems like maybe they drop weapons or something, or drop an item or something, or I have to, I don't know, kill them with a certain combo or something. I don't know. But also, I want to show you guys the battle image just because I think it's really cool. So if I do it right here, you can see we actually summon a Hilichurl. He does a big chongo amount of damage, and then he just yeets out of there. So it's pretty neat that we essentially are going to be able to get certain enemies as special attacks, you know? Like, I don't know whether or not it's just going to end up being a rare drop, something we'll end up having to craft, but I just think that that's really, really cool, and it's kind of indicative of like really, really old PlayStation games used to have stuff like that. You know, it's kind of like, there's just something about this game that's oddly nostalgic, you know? Like, I don't know if I'm the only one who feels that way, but it just kind of feels like a really, really solid PlayStation, like an old PS1, PS2 game. Maybe I'm just that old, but on top of that, it's an MMO, and that's what really, really impresses me, you know? So another thing too is I got this move. Oh, okay, so that's my Zhongli shield. I see. I didn't know what that was because I never used that ability. I actually just earned it. So yeah, anyways, I'm just gonna kill a couple more of these things, try to get this quest all finished up. Oh dear Lord. Okay, that's actually like, I don't know if I'd say he's a world boss, but he's like a big jerk that like chills in the starting area, and I've been killed by him and I've seen other people get killed by him. I don't think that the game even lets us damage him just because he's so high level. So I guess that's an advantage of me being able to be ranged. I don't know. Get him, Hilichurl. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. So it seems like this quest line isn't really completing, which does again make me question. I think right now they want me to use combos is what they're trying to say. I could be mistaken, but I'm noticing that if I end up like killing it by just attack, 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 and get my chain combo in the top right, then it seems to count towards the quest line like it did just there. Let's actually take a peek because I'm noticing that there's actually stuff over in this next region. So I'm assuming that that's actually going to end up being a fast travel point, which I desperately want. Because as of right now, I can fast travel back to the main town without issue, but I can't fast travel back to out here. Another thing too that this game does that kind of surprised me, honestly, just because it's been a while since I played an MMO like this that didn't just have a big expansive open world. But you'll notice these lines right here. That's actually a loading screen into the next region, which, as you'll see right here, it's not like it's a bad thing. You know, it's something from older MMO games, but I just thought it was kind of surprising because we're so used to seeing games like Elder Scrolls Online, New World, and, you know, all these other great MMOs that end up having like just a seamless open world. I mean, heck, even Genshin Impact has like a big seamless open world, but I'm okay with it. It just kind of caught me off guard and was a bit of a surprise. Is this actually a fast travel point? Or is this just a quest? Doggo! Are you gonna give me a doggo? Is that what you're doing? You can see some of this stuff is translated, some of it isn't. Please tell me there's a fast travel point around here, bro. Oh, look at that. Okay, so this is what fast travel points look like. They're this big old tower thing, I guess. I never noticed that before. But actually what made me notice this was here was the fact that I kept seeing players portaling in. Also, Genshin, take notes. This game came out day one with a fast forward button. Oh, actually, another thing I thought that's really impressive too is say we jump in the air or we're in an action shot. There's actually a photo mode that fully works and freezes our character, which is pretty nuts for a game like this, because usually that's something that you see in a single player game, right? Now, I'm assuming I could still die. It's not like I could cheat the game with it, but it's just really, really neat that that's actually like a thing. I haven't really messed with it too much, but I'm gonna try and, like, I always appreciate stuff like that because it makes it a lot easier to make thumbnails and junk. Also, this quest line is ridiculous. We basically, like, she made soup for him or something, and that inspired him to make a song. Give me that sweet X points, bro. Delicious. Okay, I noticed that there was another quest over here. Lastly, I'm just gonna grab whatever this quest is, and then we're gonna actually head back to town. So it seems we actually have to come to the quest board and then report it in. Yeah, okay, that lets us complete it. Interesting. Little bit annoying, honestly. Like, kind of feel like it would be a bit more intuitive if we didn't have to do that and it would just complete while out in the field. But It could be that those are random generated quests. I don't know. I would love it if that they were, because that's kind of a big issue that I have with a lot of these games, is they're very fetch questy, and then after a while you start doing like the bounty board, but the bounty board is like not as cool or interesting because obviously by that point you've seen everything. But anyways, here I am rambling about things that don't matter because we're not even like that far into this game yet. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't seem to have the stuff for the Die Lady yet, which kind of sucks. Okay, so I just translated the quest line. You can see on the top right the 1 out of 3 and 0 out of 1. So in this area in particular, it said find flowers and rocks in Minister Hills, which is this whole zone. And I figured that before we would end up going back to town, like this is the quest that's needed. I have the rocks now. I need 2 more plants and then we'll be able to dye stuff. So that'll be cool. The thing is, I don't really want to fight these creatures because they seem a bit intimidating and I don't want to get like super distracted. Okay, that's 2. Oh, we got them all. Heck yeah. Okay. No, leave me alone. Leave me alone, you scumbag. You're not going to follow me down this hill anyway. So I did want to mention that I actually completed the quest over by the Salon and it gave us a Salon ticket. So there's 2 Salon tickets. One, you can just change your character that already exists, or just like the look of your character. And then there's another ticket that allows you to change the gender of your character. I also ended up going into my inbox, claimed a bunch of stuff. There's also the battle pass, which I don't have the bought battle pass, obviously. Then there's a bunch of missions that I grabbed out of here, and there was a couple adventure rank tokens and rewards that I got. So I noticed that if we end up opening up the adventure rank menu, you can see here this is going to end up going to adventure rank 3, right? But if we close this, we can at any time check our progress on adventure rank 2. So I actually ended up just casually collecting some of these things because I'm assuming that the adventure rank quests are quite literally going to be the tutorial of the game that's going to introduce all of these different mechanics to us. So I kind of feel like those should be a very big priority for us, but I just wanted to be able to dye my clothes just because I'm seeing a lot of other people looking way cooler than me. And Vanity is where it's all at, right? Oh no, is there another step to this quest? There is. Wait, what is she saying? Maybe I don't have to use my translator app. Considering where the wagons were attacked, hunt down the green dye samples by defeating a specific creature. Okay, so we're just back out in the Monster Hill or Minster Hill or whatever. Okay, so it wants us to end up doing this. I'm gonna join this guy. If I tag them, does it count? Oh, that's literally the end of the quest already. Gimme, 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 gimme. Let me change my colors on my character, please. Green dye shop, clothing dye, blah, 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 blah. Shut up, let me do it. Let me do it. Oh, beautiful. So I wonder if these boxes and stuff are like required for specific. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Yeah, clothing dye will be consumed. Crap. No, I want to stain. There we go. Okay, so what can I stain it to? I can stain it to whatever I want. Required number 5, clothing dye. I have 0. No, the only one that we got was green. Okay, so the flowers and rocks and crap that we're gathering in the environment, those are required in order to craft the dye colors, I suppose. Okay, so all I did for this stupid quest was I went up here. Looks like we got a world boss or something. I went up here and I gathered more flowers and crap. Seems like that's the priority for the dye, is just gather flowers and junk. Do I finally have enough now? I also opened up my inventory and I noticed we had a bunch of bags and junk that essentially gave us a few free dye, but it wasn't really enough, apparently, in order to dye everything, because we need a certain amount of each dye to dye different parts of our clothing. Ah, crap. So we have enough to change our main outfit to this color, but that's all I've got. And the funny thing is that this was actually just gotten out of, boxes that I had. Oh, and then the brightness saturation is that's like a different resource. I see. That's a bit gross. Okay, so should we go for super saturated purple? I think so. Okay, so I've dyed my whole outfit. Yeah, and it's saying that it's gonna end up taking 15 in total, and then a bunch of the different, yeah, okay, so if I deselect those, we can, at the least, we can change our jacket. Sure, whatever. That's kind of a bit of a tedious system. I don't really like that. Like, I'm fine with it taking, like, a ticket or something, but the fact that we need, like, specific dye colors and junk is just, like, especially in a game that's not fully translated, right? But whatever, okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter because as we've consumed this and made my guy look slightly cooler, I'm going to end up finding better clothes later on, I assume, and then it's going to be irrelevant what we dyed this. But anyways, that's going to do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. Smash like, sub for more. Buy the merch you want to support the channel. Not sure how regular this series is going to end up being. It's more of a casual thing, at least until the English servers are up, but we'll just kind of be playing this in our off time and so on and so forth. But I appreciate you coming out. Sayonara and stay epic.